Morning.
Hello. Good morning.
Morning, everyone.
Good
Thought
morning.
we'd be safe. Better to be safe.
Except I look like
I knew this is how it is. It's marvelous. I only have to put makeup on the top bit of my face. I don't have to worry about the bottom bit of my face.
tickles my beard. That's
Hello.
Oh.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. To
Say hello.
that glamorous start to the day. Morning, everyone. How are we? Hello, Abel, for our visitors, our new visitors. This is Mr. Abel James. Rory Densham Brown, my beautiful assistant's son.
Yes.
Who is just over a year now. Hi, Abel. Give us a wave. Can you say hi?
Say hi. Say hi.
And in 5 months, you have grown. Oh, my gosh. It's incredible. That's how much time has passed when you see a little person suddenly go whoosh. So, today we have, well, quite a few guests today. We have the lovely Anna Stringer popping up. We have talks, sort of testimonies and stories from two of our church family, Mark Blythe and Mr. Alex Mowbray. So they will be coming up a bit later. Fingers crossed, the technology works and the sound and everything. So bear with us because we have to figure this out. And we might have, we're hoping, we have a secret, we kind of have a surprise. We have a surprise lined up for someone very soon. So welcome to Refresh Church Live on a Sunday morning. We are a small evangelical church in a village town. I'm never quite sure. Town, village called East Molesey. And we're on the Surrey-London borders, not far from Hampton Court. To our church family, hi! To anyone joining us again, thanks for coming back. Lovely to see you. And for anyone who's just joining us for the first time, it's lovely to have you. Hello, you are so welcome. And if you want to stay in touch or get notifications about, what we're doing, where we are, our social media, they'll be coming up soon at the bottom, and I'll put the links in the comments below so you can see them afterwards. And this talk will be put up on our YouTube page. It's really hard to concentrate with that going on to there.
I'm so sorry.
Very difficult, but I'll keep going. What was it? Oh yes, we'll put this up on our YouTube page. So all the what's it called? The links will be down below. I think that's it. I may have made absolute no sense then. Comments, Rory.
Well, one comment before they run out the door. Bye, my love. I love you.
Oh, bye. Oh, I didn't mean that.
They're going to visit Nanny. So I'm just saying goodbye as they leave the door. They're off to see Nanny. So
bye.
Bye, guys. Love you.
Aww.
So Daddy's on his own.
It wasn't something I said, was it? It wasn't.
No.
It was already planned.
Last week, maybe, but not this week. Oh dear. No, they've off to see Nanny and go and help her out with some bits and pieces. So
lovely. Okay. So comments.
We got some comments. People popping in already this morning. Well, the first thing that we should say, really, as I've just seen his name and I've seen his wife already at some point this morning, is congratulations to Martin and Anna Stringer on their wedding anniversary.
Hang on. I was sort of prepared. We were totally thinking the same thing, my friend. My iPad won't open. I'm going to, well, it's not really a stitch up. It's just a kind of, can you see that? Hang on.
Kind of, yeah. Yeah, there we go. Look at them. Who knew? Lovely. So congratulations, guys.
22 years, I think.
Yeah. So this morning we've had hello from Mark Gregory. Cheryl said good morning. Hello, both of you. Judith and Tony, Sharon, Leslie Blythe, Beryl, Clay G, Karen, Jenny Edwards, Martin Stringer, Richard Roper, Mary Stewart.
Thanks, Mum.
Yeah, wash hands. Great. I have worked out that that's the clapping emoji. For some reason, it's washing hands. Who knew?
Oh, let me see that again.
Yeah. So she's, yay.
Okay. Okay. Fair enough.
And Lynn has just popped in.
Got a nice hug. We've got a nice hug from Clay G and Lynn. Congrats, Martin and Anna. Oh,
22, blessed.
you get house points, Martin Stringer. Very good, boy. Yes.
Lovely.
So, yes, huge congratulations. Good morning, Ellie, Lynn. Yes. So, keep the comments coming. Interactive. We need it to be interactive. And that would be marvelous. Obviously, nice comments, nothing too horrible, if you would be so kind. So, how has your week been, Rory?
My week's been pretty interesting, thank you, Shelley. It's been kind of a mixed bag of lots of different things, plenty of bits of work, plenty of bits of time with my wife and child. We've had some really nice times, and we went and saw Abel's great granny yesterday for a little bit of distanced love, because she's not seen anyone in months other than a lady who comes off her paper. So that was nice. But yeah,
people really have been isolating, haven't they? Literally.
Yeah.
Literally.
She lives quite a long way away from everyone as well. So, you know, she lives in Bournemouth, and all the rest of her family are sort of scattered everywhere. So,
okay.
Yeah, it was nice to go and see her.
Did you manage to see the seaside?
No, because it was raining all day.
Oh,
wow.
Yeah, we have had some strange weather. We have had some stay-at-home weather.
Yeah.
We had well, a little shout out to my firstborn. Degree results are in.
Yeah.
She did really well.
Can we know how?
Yay, Morgan, yay! So bless her. So far, her 21st was cancelled. Her end of degree celebrations were cancelled. The degree show was cancelled, although that's going to be online, but no degree show. And we are praying that there's a graduation. So as a little sort of, I don't know, what do you call it? A little sort of, you know, her and her friends said, you know, has said, well, let's book holiday to Spain.
Yes.
Which they did.
What? And that's
and now so we wait and see. Yes, exactly. Oh, good grief. So actually it was to Lanzarote, but the Canaries have been included in the latest development. Fair enough. She can, you know, she can isolate when she comes back, but we'll just wait and see if that changes. I just thought, oh, come on. Anywho, so yes, we had a meal out as a family. And that was, I wouldn't say it's nice, but it's odd. You know, temperature taken, you've got plastic either side of you, you know, it's interesting. Yeah, so we tried that.
Anywhere other than shops, I mean, those of you that know me know how much I love the pub, and I haven't even been properly to a pub since they've reopened.
But you've had takeaway pints, haven't you?
I have had a takeaway pint, that's true.
Who cares where you drink it?
Exactly. You know, I can't. I have done that. So yeah. What about the rest of your week, Shelley? Was it good?
That's kind of that we had. You know, we knew the day was coming, so we're building up to that. That was sort of Wednesday. Other than that, working and surviving sounds dramatic, but you know, getting on with it, you know, trying to keep in contact with people, seeing some friends, you know, nice enough. I just want to give a shout out to Danny and Rachel. They know why. If they're watching later, we're sending you all our love. We're all thinking of you. And you already said happy anniversary. Look, I've written some notes and you've already said it. Are there any birthdays? Any birthdays this week? Any birthdays that anyone would like to type into the comments? Because like we would normally do on a Sunday at church, someone needs to be someone needs to be shouted at, don't they? Mine's coming. Luckily we won't be here.
Happy 40th anniversary to
there we go, look at that.
Congratulations.
40 years. Congratulations.
Judith's asked how much the 5K is going. Yeah, it's ticking along. I haven't been as dedicated as the first week. Second week, I hurt myself, as I said last week, but this week I've kind of got back into it a little bit, and I'm going to go for a run later on. So that's good. Kind of
this
feeling.
This is from my husband, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if you having your pint was any cheaper, but yeah, we've all realised it's much cheaper to buy it at Sainsbury's. Not as much fun, but yeah.
Oh.
But you did the best thing. You went to the pub, got the beer, and then took it home.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the thing.
Exactly. I have just noticed that we've almost forgotten a really important. Well, everyone's anniversary is really important. But this lady on last week talking, and it's only fair to mention them. Well done, Clay G. Thank you for that. Tony and Judith, happy anniversary to you guys. Oh, wow. Lots of people celebrating anniversaries.
Yeah,
Not this year, though.
Sheila and Ian, Tony and Jude, all different years, obviously, and Martin and Anna. Mind you, you got married May time, didn't you? It's a good time. That's the sort of, nice weather in the UK time, isn't it, to get married? So any birthdays, no one's going to admit it. Oh, Judith, here we go.
30 years, Judith. You must be a saint.
It's nuts, isn't it? It's mad.
36 years. Wow.
36 years.
And 40 years for Sheila and Ian. I mean,
40, exactly.
Crazy amount of time.
I know. I think the first 20 just go whoosh, and then the kids come along, and then it becomes a whole other different, as you are experiencing, a whole other different relationship. Survival. Exactly.
Wow.
So,
I mean, the comments seem to just be raging around why Sheila hasn't had a party. So I guess we're not going to have any birthday declarations. So we'll just say congratulations to you guys on your anniversaries. And maybe we should talk about what's happening next.
So next, I'm going to bring in our first guest.
Woo!
Is she ready? And let's hope the signal is good. We have discovered that if too many of us appear at the same time, it can muck the signal up. So one of us may have to disappear. This will make sense when we do it. So welcome, Anna Stringer.
Hey!
Oh, that way, there we go.
Welcome,
Good
Anna
morning.
Stringer.
Good morning.
Thank
How are you?
It's lovely to see you this morning in a sunny way.
Exactly. We need some sunshine outside, don't we?
I know. I'm not complaining because a downpour at night is perfect because then I don't have to get the hose out. But sun in the
good.
day.
Yeah, good.
We need sun in the day. Exactly. Now, there is a reason, isn't there, Anna, for your or not, maybe that's how you dress on a Sunday. That's how you felt like dressing today.
Bit of sunshine.
Exactly.
Yes.
So I'm going to take me and Rory off. You'll still be able to hear us, but then I'm going to hopefully share the screen because we've taken all week trying to work this out. So fingers crossed it works. So I'm just going to take Rory and I off. Oh no, I'm not. I'm going to put us there if it works.
Oh,
right. So shall I crack on, or would you like to introduce it, Anna?
Well, I've come on today because I'm really excited. Back in April, I gave all the kids from Refresh Church a packet of sunflower seeds, and I set them the challenge of who can grow the tallest sunflower. So we've got some really exciting entries, and then really exciting to be able to give a prize to the winning sunflower.
Right, I'm going to see if we can do this and get this fabulous. Where am I?
The moment.
I think it's that one. Is it that one? I'm hoping it's that one. Is it that one? No, it's not that one. It's not that one. It is. Wait a minute. Talk amongst yourselves. They all come up as Google Drive, and you have these you've got to guess them. So keep going. I'm going to go again.
Anna, what did you guys do for your anniversary yesterday?
Nothing too exciting. We got a takeaway, so that was nice.
Hey, that's
Didn't
pretty
have to
good.
cook. Maybe later on we'll do something else.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, What kind of takeaway did you get? I'm always interested in food. It's one of my favourite things.
We've got Chinese from one of the takeaways in Wolsey. Very nice.
Always important to support local businesses, especially at this time. So well done, you guys. Cool.
Thank you.
Did you have this sunflower outfit, or did you have to buy it specially for today?
I did actually buy it. I really was quite up for buying an outfit, and I love sunflowers. Oh, brilliant. Here we go, Shelley.
So we're ready?
Perfect.
Right, let's go.
Ready to go? So this is our first entry. This is Fang Xin and Fang Rong. Unfortunately, their first sunflower got eaten by a slug. Can you believe it? So they had to start again. Kindly, I think it was Sophie gave them one. So then they had one for the competition. But theirs comes in at 23 centimetres.
Woo!
Effort. Well done, guys.
I mean, a slug's got to eat too, I suppose, but that's not cool. It's not. Anyway, okay.
The next one we've got is Merrin and Aidan, and I think they've got 3 there actually, but their tallest is 54.7 inches, and they seem to have grown loads as well.
I know.
So
look at
everyone's been watered.
Wow. Good.
I've been looking at the kids going, it's the kids that are blowing my mind, actually. Wowee.
I know.
Anyway, next one.
Inches. That's pretty tall.
That is.
Yeah.
Sophie,
next one is Sophie. Yeah, 59 inches, and Sophie has grown loads as well.
So look at that. All that love and attention, little bits of water. I'm also impressed. No one's needed a post to keep them up. They're all really strong. Beautiful job, Sophie. And I think this might be not quite. Look at that. They're on a chair.
No, not quite. This is Beatrix, Juliana, and Jacob coming in at 63 inches. Theirs are really tall. I think they've got more than one as well. So yeah, well done, guys.
Well done. Beautiful job.
And
drum roll.
Yes.
This is Esme and Violet. 85 inches. Can you see it in the background? It is so tall. It's coming up over them, and it's massive.
But it's the size of the leaves as well. It's huge.
I think that it must be very, very sunny where they live in West Wolsey.
Soil, rich, lovely soil, and a lot of care and attention from Esme and Violet, methinks.
I can't even.
Yeah, well done, girl.
Good job. I need a lesson from you guys for sure. Basil is like.
Look at that. You can put a shade underneath there. Fantastic. So, while you're on, Anna, we have if you'd just like to sort of stay there for a second, there's something that I would like to do while you're there. Obviously talking while I get this sorted. So
ta-da.
This is for you. Can you hear anything? Oh, it's
wow.
Oh, bless them.
We can't really hear them, which is a shame. But we get the gist. Thank you, Anna. That's what they were saying. Thank you.
You are amazing. You are amazing. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. So
thank you.
That was sent to me, and it was like that's the loudest I could get it. I think it was done on various devices and then put together. But Anna has been in charge of our kids' work for 8 years.
Yeah, 8 years.
8 years. And the kids wanted to put together a little video to say a huge thank you to you. And obviously there's some kids you've seen through kids' work that are, I don't know, they've got jobs now.
Yeah.
They're working in a crust, and so they weren't necessarily keen to maybe go on the video. Let's put it that way. So a huge on behalf of the core team and everyone, thank you to you for stepping up and doing that, because it's not having done it myself for many a year, it's can be a challenge sometimes, but you have been absolutely amazing, and we want to honor you and thank you so much. And so I will send you the little video so you can watch it as much as you like, but a huge thank you from all of us. And look at you, dressed as a sunflower. There you go, you epitome. So Anna now has a little mission, and we're hoping that we can connect in with Anna a little bit later. So bear with us, and thank you, Anna, so much. Yeah. Wish you well.
Thank you for having me.
Bye, Anna. See you soon.
Bye, Anna.
Yeah. Wow.
Okay.
Now, it's slightly remiss of us not to say thank you to the other person who was thanked in an email. So whilst we also have said thank you to Anna, it's important to say thank you to Joe as well, who has recently stepped down from being one of our trustees. So both of them have done amazing jobs for the church, and we're so grateful for all of them. And just thank you. Huge thank you to all of you, and to your families for supporting you through those bits and pieces as well. So thank you, guys.
Big thank you. Yes, from all of us. And I'm going to put up, although I know she's gone, some little, because she might see this afterwards. Anna, thank you from Phil, from Mark, Clay G. I'm reading as I'm doing it. And well done to everyone on your growing efforts, as Phil said. So, should we bring in our first guest?
I think it's, second guest, technically. Second guest.
Technically, yes. Technically, our second guest. So, from somewhere in Mowbray, ta-da! Welcome, Mr. Mark Blythe.
Hello, Shelley. Hello, Rory. How you doing?
Hello. We're good. How are you?
Pretty good. I'm really enjoying this lockdown, apart from my hair, of course.
Yeah, it's gone a bit large.
It's grown nearly as much as some of those sunflowers.
I know.
It has, actually. And I didn't know you had so much bounce and curl in your hair, Mark.
Well, I did have a curly perm when I was younger, but this is obviously real.
Didn't we all?
Very Kevin Keegan, I would say. Lots of.
That's right. I thought it'd improve my football when I had the curly perm, but it didn't work.
Should point out that Mark isn't actually a Chelsea fan. We'll come to that, but you're not a Chelsea fan, really. Well, you might be. I don't mean to insult you, but you're more of a Middlesbrough, aren't you? You're a Middlesbrough boy.
Yeah, Middlesbrough, the team in my heart is Middlesbrough, but you can't always support a team at the bottom of the league. It's good to follow other teams as well.
A bit of support, the local support, I suppose. We're a bit closer to Chelsea than Middlesbrough.
Yeah, slightly.
Right. So I will say goodbye to Rory for now. If I need him, I'll bring him back because So Mark, welcome. Now, part of the reason we wanted our guest this morning is because there's some of you may or may not know, there's obviously some language that's used, but we use the word ministry, and we probably wanted to just sort of unpack what that meant. Fundamentally, our two guests both have a faith, a very, very strong faith, are faithful servants, and both of them are very passionate about their ministry and what they do to serve God. So they're in our church, they both have a faith, but their ministries are very, very different. So we just want to sort of give you a sort of flavour of the rich tapestry of people we have in Refresh, and all the different things we try to do, and the sort of work we do outside in our community to bring the community together, to spread the good news. So Mark, who is personally a very, very good friend of mine, is someone who it's insane the amount of community stuff he does. Now, I'm going to say this because I feel it needs to be said. So bear with me, everyone, but this is how bonkers it is. Mark has 3 sons and obviously stepchildren. I'm going to say 3 sons. And how many grandchildren do you have now?
Just the 10 at the moment.
Just the 10 grandchildren.
Yeah,
so if you all go on a family holiday, how many is that with your lovely wife Leslie and her children and their grandchildren? How many is that?
10 and 24. just the close family. It's just 24.
Literally, yeah, I know. That's just children and grandchildren is 24. That is quite a Christmas list you have to fulfill, or Leslie has to fulfill. Hi, Leslie. So this is, to my knowledge, and I may miss some out, some of the stuff that Mark has been involved in and is currently involved in, but it's not, it's not a timeline. I've just sort of stuck them in. Fit Lives, we'll come to these. Fit Lives, which is sports chaplaincy, I suppose. Walking football. I don't know how many you do a week. We'll obviously get to that. So is it 5 a week, 4, 5? How many do you do a week?
Well, walking football sessions.
Walking football sessions, yes.
Do 7 a week.
7, there we go, 7. For both men and women. And that's for men basically over 50, 60. I know there's a sporting memories session once a week. You're a sports chaplain. You ran the church football team for how many years did you run the kids football team?
22, 23 years, I think.
22 years, and they were ages from like 4 to 74, roughly. They did the kiddies, and it went to veterans teams, organising all the matches, all the away games, all the home games, putting all the goalposts out on freezing cold days, lugging all the equipment everywhere for 22 years. Cricket team, we had a cricket team, didn't we, at some point?
Yeah.
We've still got a golf team. Middlesbrough supporter, I've noticed that. Claims to be, it claims to be an Australian, it claims to be English and a bit Welsh. Is that right?
Yeah, and my great-granddad was Irish as well, so,
right.
4 countries to choose from.
Any Scottish in there?
No, fortunately not.
No Scottish in there. So claims to be many different, different heritage, depending on who's playing in what game and who wins.
Not who's playing, depending on who's winning.
Who's winning? Who's actually won? Park run official. Started doing park run at Bushy Park, and now I believe you're an official there. You have to hide this jacket and do all the.
That's just when I'm marshalling or
marshalling. Yeah. That's on a Saturday morning. Cyclist, likes a bit of a cycle, and last year cycled from Land's End to John O'Groats. Just a little challenge he set himself. More on that later. Organises countless events, activities, quizzes, blah blah blah. And haven't you taken part in a few Ironman challenges?
Just the one. That's enough.
Just the one. Triathlons?
Yeah, plenty of triathlons.
And the London Marathon.
Well, yeah, hopefully in October. Hopefully we're hearing this week whether it's going to be on in October.
And that's been rescheduled from this year. And you did it 10 years previously, is that right?
40 years previously.
40 years previously.
Yeah, but thanks. Yeah, I did the very first one in 1981, which is why I wanted to run the 40th one this year. So.
Speechless, and I think this needs to be said, that this man is tireless. I'm going to see now, because I just want to give. I think if I do this now, it might be a bit easier. But I just want to share. I've only done a couple. So what's this one, Mark? He doesn't know about this, by the way.
No, I don't. I think that might be Blenheim Palace Triathlon, which Tony Kelly and Colin did as well. And
Joe, I believe, is putting on his hat behind you. Joe Kelly.
Oh, Joe Kelly, yeah. I didn't see him. He was off in the distance, way ahead.
Oh, was he? Oh, bless.
Oh, that's our golf group down at Oakhampton. We go to Oakhampton every year.
Exactly. That's the weekend where you organise. Yeah.
Great fun.
So there's only a couple, as I say. Ta-da! So proud of you.
Just before I threw the bike into the sea at John O'Groats.
That was cycling.
That was Dave Holmes' bike. I had to make sure I took it back home. Thank you, Dave.
No, that was Land's End to John O'Groats, a little cycling trip you took part in. Unbelievable. And this one, I have to do this one.
Oh, wow. That's a memory. It was about from now, wasn't it? 8 years ago, because it kept flashed up on Facebook this week.
Yeah. So this is Mark, because of, this is 8 years ago now, was voted because of just a few of the things that I've listed so far, and I know there's many others, was voted to be a torchbearer. I know you could put names in, and it was agreed he should be a torchbearer, and that's him running. Where did you run? Where was your bit?
Over in Stepney, East London. It was the Saturday before the game started, so massive crowds. I mean, massive honour. It was just incredible, really humbling opportunity to do it. Incredible. And
totally deserved. I think we can all say totally deserved. So, Mark, I in relation to some of the work you do, do you find that sport and religion mix? It's not necessarily, I'm not saying they're not good bedfellows, but it's not necessarily something you would associate with religion or faith. So how would you explain how that, or your journey with sport and religion, and using sport as a means to spread the good news? How would you find that in your experience? How did that come about?
Yeah, a lot of people think sport doesn't mix religion because sport is very dark. There's cheating, there's drugs, there's all sorts of stuff sort of going on. But a lot of the football clubs in England started out of the local churches, Liverpool, Spurs, QPR, started by the local vicar wanting to get guys off the street and teach them teamwork and leadership and stuff. And basically, sport affects all of us, whether we like it or not. Olympics is on TV, kids or grandchildren might play. Even doing exercise, Joe Wicks. I mean, that's a part of sport, isn't it? When you're exercising. So to me, sport is people. It's the people involved in the sport. And I feel God asks us to do whatever passions he gives us. And to me, I've always loved sport. So before I had a faith, I was doing sport all day, every day, if I could. And with that passion, when I became a Christian, I just felt God saying, use your passions to do what you love doing. To mix with people, and I mean, it's a real blessing to be able to do that. And I had to really work and try and understand: is it because I love sport, or is God really asking me to get involved in sports ministry? But 20 years later, I think he probably was.
Absolutely, it's different. Or I think. When I first sort of joined Refresh, and certainly my faith journey began, my eyes was opened up to all the different ways you can show your faith or express faith, or fundamentally showing love and care. And you are one of the people that you just do it tirelessly. And I know it's combining something you love anyway. I know it hasn't been terribly easy, but you certainly are someone who has brought a very different style of church and what church means and what faith means to someone. It was kind of, you open my eye. Oh, there's a lot of things you open your eyes, because lots of people still think of church as a fairly cold building with stained glass windows and a steeple. Not that that's wrong in any way, but actually church is so much more. So you've recently become a sports chaplain. So what does a sports chaplain do? What does a sports chaplain, and I think you do it at Excel, which is the leisure centre. So what do you do as a sports chaplain there?
Yeah, I didn't really know what a sports chaplain did when I first started looking into it. But then I realised, just being as a leader of a team and all the events that we organised, I was performing elements of sports chaplaincy. But basically, it's just being there for people of all faiths, other faiths, no faith at all. You're just being there sort of for people. An Excel Leisure Centre in Walton has 3,000 visitors a day, so you're never short of people to be in there. And while you're there, people want to chat. There are a lot of lonely people around, a lot of isolated people who just want to chat and speak to somebody else, be noticed. So it's being there as a listening ear for folks, because stuff always happens. We always have stuff that's a challenge. Everybody's probably got something at the moment that's a challenge. So it's being there for when stuff happens. And it's amazing how people do open up. Some the first time, some you take a while till you get to know them. And then they might want to share something that they're going through. A problem shared is a problem halved, as they say. But it's being there to help and be with people. I mean, we've got an amazing team of a dozen folks from various churches around the area. Susie Karen, Clagy Martin from Refresh. We've got Alex and Helen from St Peter's in West Molesey. And they all go in at different times. Some go into the swimming pool. Some go to the gym. But it's just really sort of being there, getting alongside people and chatting when they want to chat. And it's you know, it's not forcing it on anybody, but just being there, and for the staff as well, because you know they get a lot of pressure at centres like that with so many people going through. So just giving them someone they can sort of spout off about without going to their bosses or anybody like that. You know, they can in confidence they can share what's going on in their lives. You know, if they want to. But I met so many lovely people down there. It's just been fabulous fun. But you know, some people have gone through some really traumatic times, and you know, if you can be a listening ear and help them, fantastic.
Yeah, I'd imagine very rewarding as well. You know, just being able.
Yeah, I mean, guys in particular don't really talk much. You know, it's not the way we're brought up. We don't share feelings and things like that. But if we're doing something, then guys tend to open up. I mean, women sit face to face and chatter away. Guys have to be side by side doing something. So
that's very true.
If I've been on a treadmill or on an exercise bike and just sort of chatting, looking out the window, it's amazing how you know, guys will open up and sort of chat to what's going on.
That is very, very true, actually. Yeah. It's I did a little bit as Fit Lives when I was when my kids were at the leisure centre, and it is lovely. It is absolutely lovely just to sort of, you know, the fact that you are strangers means there's almost that anonymity, you know, just talking to someone. But yeah, fantastic. So how good do you actually need to be at sport to be in sports ministry?
Well, I mean, I'm proof that you don't need to be brilliant at anything, because there's so many different elements of sports ministry. You don't even have to play it. You can support the people who are doing it by praying. Okay. We have this thing called touchline ministry, which when I shared with a Christian guy at an event about touchline ministry, his eyes just opened up, because basically he would just talk to the parents on the side of the pitch while his kids were playing. But he couldn't kick a ball. He didn't like any sort of sport really, but he loved people. And just loved being there. So when he was released into this thing called touchline ministry, you know, he just loved it. I mean, there's finances. Some people can give money because they can't physically get out and do stuff. People can give time just by chatting. So you don't actually need to do sport or be good at sport at all to be involved in sports ministry.
You just have to like watching it, I would imagine, then in that respect. Well, or supporting it, like you said, supporting it.
Yeah, you can support and just chat with other people around you. You don't even have to watch the sport on Touchline Ministry. You can just chat to the people and the parents and other people who are there watching.
Can I ask you, and we'll obviously talk about it, but I might put your contact details down in the comments as well, if there's people that have watched this would actually quite like to get involved. And we'll get the details from Mark, where you can actually, if you've seen this and you think, great, yeah, I'd really like to get involved. So we'll put some comments down in the comments box for you to stay in contact, and on our social media. So, walking football. I personally have a
don't put people off, Shelley.
I'm not going to say what's it all about, because I know what it's all about. But walking football, now that has taken off, because how many did you start with, and how long ago did you start that up?
We just had our 6th anniversary at Walton, so we've been going over 6 years. And we started with 3 people, and we were doing going across the gym indoors, 2 aside. Eventually, when we got to 4 people, and now we have over 150 a week going to the various sessions.
Wow,
it's the fastest.
Now, would you say, based on what you said before about guys and how they socialize and what they do, would you I mean, I know I took part in a women's team, but it seems that there's more men's teams than women's. Is that fair to say that? Because it's a way of, you know, socializing but doing something, so they're just a bit more comfortable. Women will go out for a coffee, say, and you know, they'll connect that way. Is this something that, well, why do you think it's grown so fast?
It's such a simple idea. I mean, for guys who've loved football for many years and then obviously stopped playing or stopped watching it, could come back and sort of kick a ball again. And it's non-contact. You're not allowed to run. So people who've had injuries can come and play at any level. Yeah. And you can, I mean, we've had families playing all ages, because it's non-contact as well. So people don't get hurt, and the super fit can dominate the game. It's, well, some people can get hurt. Shelley did hurt herself playing. We'll have to say that, but you're all better now, aren't you?
The
You're
women,
okay now?
the women. I'm sorry. I think the men must be nicer, but the women were good. It's fast. Don't kid yourself. It's fast walking. It's you have
Oh, it's a
to,
workout. Yeah,
it
it's far
is a
harder than
workout.
anybody thinks. Yeah, it's far
It's
harder
actually
than
much harder not to jog than it. You just automatically pick up speed. There's Mark with the whistle. No running, no jogging. You have to walk. It's sort of doing comedy fast walking, but it's not like. I'm not saying it's aggressive. It's fun, but there's that little element of competition, which actually makes it, fun. So, you said you have. So, how many teams do you have now in Excel?
Well, we just have the sessions. I do 7 sessions because I do some with Chelsea down at Cobham, hence the Chelsea flags for all the Zooms I do with them, and some with Fulham and West Ham. So, I do quite a few sessions in different places. But we do enter teams for those that want to be competitive against other clubs. Some people, half the group don't want to be competitive and just enjoy our weekly fun sessions where we just play and don't keep the score. And others want to play in competitive matches. So, we provide both. Because there's a county.
Wasn't there a World Cup? Was there a World Cup you refed or something last year?
Refed? No, I managed to play for one of my countries. Australia was short of players naturally coming all the way over. So I just happened to have. There's my Australian.
Oh, he's got his cap. Look.
Australian in the World Cup. Look at that. So I was chosen on availability, not ability, because they were desperate for players. But I got my few minutes of glory. And representing my country in the World Cup.
Australian? Is that when you were Australian?
On that day I was Australian. Yeah.
You're Australian, okay. You're Australian on that day.
And we did beat England 1-0, I have to say. Sorry about that, England.
That's not difficult, is it? Really? No offence.
But some of our ladies played for England against Wales, and I actually managed to manage it because someone was injured, so I filled in. And so I've actually managed the England ladies team when they won 3-1 in Wales. So it's just fabulous to see our ladies as internationals. It's just brilliant.
Fantastic. Mike, the girls. I'm so, again, I think when I was putting the little list together, I thought there's some amazing things that have developed. I mean, as you say, it's been 6 years. Even I must admit, I can't believe it's that amount of time because it's gone so quickly. But I remember when it was first starting, I thought, what walking football? And I know it's been taken off, as you say, you've done international matches now with it. But from when you started and to where you are now, there just seems sometimes there's God's provision. There's just always something, no matter however old you've got and however much you feel you can't physically do these things. Yes, you can. Because there's always something that you can throw your heart and soul into, and you can, create community and create, I don't know, just love and create that kind of. It doesn't matter if you've, past 50 or past 60. There's things out there you can still get involved with, and I will also. What was I thinking? I was the walking football. Yes, if you want to get in contact with Mark about any of the walking football, the sports ministry, the touchline ministries, all that stuff, we'll put all the details on our social media. But for now, Mark, thank you so much. I mean, I could talk to you for ages because there's so many things you do, and you've got such an amazing heart and passion for this. But so maybe we'll have you again. Maybe you'll come and join us again.
Bless you. Thank you, Shelley.
Thank you so much, Mark. Got lots of love. God bless. Now, I'm bringing back our secret reporter.
We've arrived at the secret location. I'm just getting out of the car.
Okay, she's back.
I've now got to walk down the road dressed as a sunflower with people watching me.
Okay.
Man over there is watching.
Okay. Go on, Anna.
Okay, just walking up to the house now. Excuse the noise. It's a man doing DIY.
Okay.
Well, we're going up now. We're about to get to the house. Oh, I don't think they've seen us yet. I'm coming up. This is the winning sunflower. I don't know if you can see it.
Yes, we can. Look at that. Beautiful.
So, we're heading up now. We're going to make sure we socially distance, and my assistant is going to knock the door.
Okay.
Going to put them on the floor. Oh, they're coming. I can hear them coming. Put them on the floor. Oh, I think they'll be coming. We've dropped the prizes. Oh, the door. Oh, security
They're
conscious.
shy.
The door's locked.
They're shy. They're shy. There's shyness taking place.
They're unlocking the door.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Get ready. I can hear them.
Here we go. Here we go.
Congratulations!
Yay!
You won the prize! Well done, girls. Do you want to give them a wave? Say hi.
Hi.
So, any top tips to people growing sunflowers? What's the one thing you would recommend they do?
Make sure you water them often.
Water them often. Did you talk to yours?
No.
Oh, okay. Did you talk to Violet? Did you talk to the sunflower and tell it to grow? Oh, okay. That'll be just me talking to my plants.
Yes. No, that's fine.
Enjoy your prizes, girls, and lovely to see you.
Thank you.
See you soon. Bye. Say bye.
Huge well done from us.
Wow. Well
Huge well done.
done. Well done.
Huge well done. Oh, Anna, you absolute
That's okay.
star.
Oh, it's been a pleasure. Any excuse to dress up.
Live
Really, thank you
reporter.
so much for going to all that trouble. That is
No
you,
problem.
and the sun is shining through your petals as you
It
walk
is, look at
away.
that, angelic.
You know, I think we should take advantage of this new live reporter thing a bit more and maybe send Anna to other locations.
I kind of am. I'm with you on the same page there.
Can I dress up?
Yeah, absolutely. It's essential.
I think that's a very good new feature. Where's Anna this week? And what
Yeah.
are you wearing?
Reporter.
Wow.
Exactly.
Bye.
Live from somewhere in Mowbray.
Bless
Thank
you.
you
Thanks
so
for having
much.
me. Take
Bye.
Bye, gorgeous.
So I have to say a quick apology to everyone. Whilst Mark was speaking to Shelley, there seemed to be a clicking. It sounded like someone was tapping away on a keyboard. We're not sure what it was, but I hope you could hear everything that was going on. I know that some of you have, well, Mary messaged me to ask what was going on, and I don't know. So hopefully it won't happen while we've got Alex on. But sorry, Mark, that we couldn't necessarily hear you perfectly. But thankfully it went when Anna was on, so that's good. So
I'm
sorry.
going to go now.
Okay.
I'm going to go now.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. It's just me. Oh, this is exciting. I'm on my own. Hopefully Alex is going to join me in a minute because it's a bit daunting. Here he comes. Hey, Alex. How you doing?
I'm here. Yeah. Good morning. Yeah, I'm good.
Good morning.
All good.
Good.
And the sound is really clear now.
Perfect. We were having a few technical difficulties before we started, but thankfully they've sorted themselves out. So, Alex, thank you for coming to talk to us this morning. I have to admit, I haven't got as much background information about your antics as Shelley had about Mark, but I'm hoping maybe you could introduce yourself, tell us a little bit about yourself first off. That would be really great.
Yeah, I mean, I've got a lot of years before, a lot more than you've got. So I'll just compress them into a couple of sentences. I've got a church background, Church of England background. My dad was a vicar for most of his life. And of course, that gave me a foundation. And what I began to realize increasingly was that I had to find my own faith, and I couldn't lean on anybody else's faith or anybody else's understanding of God, of the Bible. It was about me almost investigating for me. And that's been an interesting journey, and it still is, because I just keep learning. But I think to bring it more up to date, the last 20 years, which I've been connected fresh, I've just been so blessed by a freedom, I guess, a different way of doing church and looking at church and church in the community, picking up on a lot of what Mark was saying before, just this sense of this picture being much bigger than a small group of people. I remember we did an activity some years ago where we all stood in a circle and held hands, and we all felt we belonged to each other as church members, or because we're believers, what it might be. We then all turned round and held hands and looked out. So we weren't looking at each other. And I kind of felt that was symbolic of exactly how it should be. That the difference between what public perceive as the perception of religion or of church is that we're standing in this circle facing inwards. But when I look at Jesus' ministry, he is encouraging the disciples and his followers to look outwards. They're still connected.
Yeah.
So I guess where I've got to now is just this sense of, what am I carrying? What is my heart? And I've moved over the years to a place, I suppose, of compassion, feeling that it's like when Jesus stands over the crowd, they're hungry, and he's not looking at their physical hunger, it's there, but he's looking at their spiritual hunger. These guys need a sense of direction. They need to connect with their destiny. They're all spiritual because they're made in God's image. So he wants to bring them home, a sense of belonging. And that's what empowers me in terms of my mission and my ministry.
Okay, that's amazing. Thank you so much. And I noticed behind you, you've got some lovely painted pictures. Are they yours?
Yeah, that one's sorry, I'll move. That one's mine. That is an abstract picture of the last day when everything is gathered into God. You can see some of our pictures, of course, on the church website, and I don't know if the Instagram's got that far yet, but I think there's some there, and we're trying to put some more on there as we catch up on that. Art is very much a part of what we do. I mean, I went to art school.
Here's a few of your pictures.
I didn't really do fine art. I did pics because my parents. Okay. I can't see it yet. I'm sure it'll come up.
Alex didn't know about this, but I thought I'd illustrate by adding a few of your pictures.
Oh, the eagle, yeah.
Yeah, it's a picture of your eagle. And do you want to show us the second one, Sherry?
Well, that's.
This is just illustrating. Obviously,
oh yeah.
Hopefully, this will go with what you may talk about. But these are obviously. I'll show these pictures. I can always bring them up again. But this is Alex doing his thing. This is I love this one. This is a recent one. It's obviously a close-up one of it, of the cross. But I'll go back to the eagle. That's stunning.
Can you tell us a bit about the eagle, Alex?
Well, I don't know if you can hear me clearly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're distorted. I can't hear you very well. So
is that better? I can hear you now much better. Go on.
So just to say with it, shall I talk about the eagle for a little bit?
Yeah, please.
Well, my wife and I both paint. Evie and I both paint, as you know, and this was very much a joint project. She's largely responsible for the eagle. I just tweaked the head and the tail, but most of that is her work actually, and I put the background in. And it was very much something we've begun to do now. Is work together. We have different styles, but somehow we can blend them. And I kind of feel that the art thing is. Because we believe it's a natural gift that we can develop and improve, it's a very powerful bridge. So at the root of a lot of the ministry we do, both on the street as well as within the church family, but also in other places where we minister, in different communities, art is an amazing bridge to conversations and to encounter. So a visual image will speak. When God grabs hold of that image and goes and speaks to a person, draws them towards whatever we're doing at the time, it's encouraging a conversation. And it's not about religion, it's not about church, it's about encounter and discovering a bit more about where they are and where they want to be. So it's invaluable as a tool for encouraging people to connect with who they are and their spiritual journey and destiny.
Okay, amazing. It's such a beautiful picture. Actually, all the pictures you guys do are really beautiful. And the next picture that Shelley's just put up, a couple of pictures of you guys with a lot of the pictures talking out in the community. And I guess that's a large part of the ministry that we know you guys do at church. And what kind of calls you to doing that?
I think what we felt was that because art is a universal language, it doesn't need words, actually. The image will connect with the person. So it doesn't even matter if we don't speak the same human language as the person that's looking. I mean, it helps, but the art itself can connect, and God will speak. So the way we generate this art, I mean, this is by no means all ours. We've been running for the last 8 years or so. A painting evening, an open painting evening for church and community once a month. We had to stop it, obviously, because of the lockdown. But a lot of the art, in fact, virtually all the art that you can see on that table has been generated as a result of the painting evenings. And with their permission, we take photographs, we get prints made at Photobox, and we mount them on foam board. And the second part of that ministry is that following a conversation, we will give them a copy of the picture that they've selected and that we've been able to speak into. So they've got something to take home. We've been doing this for years. So people come back to the events that we run in our church location. For example, the Mowbray, the festival, and the one we do in November. And I just get this sense that people coming back and they recognize us. We've established something as part of church that isn't religious. They know we're Christian, but it actually, there's no animosity, there's no hesitation, that people don't think, oh, because they're church or Christians, I don't want to get involved. They just love what we do, and they love their openness. Sometimes they'll just want prayer, sometimes they will want a dream interpreted, sometimes they will want just to be listened to, sometimes they'll want a hug. So it's kind of like it's whatever the encounter shape takes. We know where we're coming from, and what drives all this is compassion. So this is a compassion statement, and Evie and I have felt this is part of what we can give back into our community and other communities, as a way of sowing gospel seed, as a way of connecting people with who they really are in their spirits, not just in the material realm that they're living in.
Amazing. So good. And I mean, I'm going to ask you your question that you sent us now, but I also have another question that I want to ask you as well, if that's all right. But the first one is, what really excites you about mission and ministry? So please tell us.
That's a big question. As I was thinking about that question again this morning, afresh, I was thinking, how do I compact this? Because I wrote quite a lot. I'm thinking, gosh, I hadn't realized that how much I felt passionate about getting out there, in a sense, wherever out there is. So I'm just I've just written a couple of headings just so I focus on these things. I don't take up too much time, really. But I think at the root of it, it's this prospect of an encounter. It's this sense that just if I look at Jesus' life and ministry, he spent his earlier life in one community. But as soon as we don't know for sure, but as soon as he went public with his ministry, he got out. I know that he wouldn't just stay just in one community all his life up to the time he was 30. But from 30, we see in the gospel the fact that he's just going into different places. And he's spending a lot of time in the marketplace, and he's spending his time by the lake, and he's spending his time on a mountain. And he's wanting to connect people with who he is and why he's come. And I'm thinking, you know what, most of the people that we want to bring into the church have these days may well have no Christian background. They may have no religious experience. They may have no faith. They may even have very little knowledge of the original Bible stories which I was read to as a kid. So we can't make any assumptions. So I'm thinking to myself, this is part of doing church in a completely different way, and Refresh is embracing that. And I just thank God, I literally thank God that I have a network that I can connect to, which means that we have a freedom and a flexibility to do whatever we sense the Holy Spirit is prompting us to do. So the prospect of connecting with people and traveling with them, whether it's for 10 minutes or 2 hours or 3 years, whatever it might be, along their own journey, to give to them the gift of eternal life. We can't make them receive it, but we can demonstrate that there's a destiny that they really do need to contemplate, and that it's a bigger issue than how you're going to manage financially, and whether you trust the politicians to get you through, or whatever it might be. That hope is of a spiritual nature, not based on what you can see in your bank account. It's things like that that make me feel energized, that the compassion moves me, and it's no longer driven by ought or should or must, or I've got to do my bit for God here. No, our whole lives are for God, and I'm getting it. It's taken me a while, but I'm getting it. So compassion for me is where ministry and mission meet. It's what powers both. That was the first point, believe it or not. Second point is this sense of revelation. I absolutely love hearing from God, and I can't believe that God would only ever speak to me just to speak to me. He has to speak to me because he wants to speak through me as well. So he will give me gifts, and gifts he will give me, he will expect me to use. The parallel of the steward and all that, I'm accountable. If he's given me a gift, I've got to use it. If I haven't used it, I've got to answer at some point what I've been doing with it. So for me, hearing God is part of a sensitivity and a connection where the Holy Spirit wants to take me and connect with other people on their own destiny, their own growth path, their own understanding, their own revelation. Now, I can't make them see anything, any more than anyone can make me see anything. But I just want to be part of this purpose, part of this plan, to help other people get close, to have their own encounter with the living God. And that is a powerful thing to me. That's the sense of revelation. So prophecy, and I don't know, perhaps some of you guys out there don't even know what prophecy is, but it's actually simply about being able to explain by revelation or through revelation what is going on in the spiritual realm and the impact of the spiritual on the natural. And actually, we can speak into people's lives, and I do this by the grace of God and by the light that I'm given. I can see where somebody is. Sometimes I can say, are you struggling with something? I can sense it. And sometimes I'm given information, I'm given knowledge which can help them to get rid of stuff that they're in that prevents them moving forward on their journey. And like lots of examples of that. Now, there's two things to start with. Is that kind of helpful?
Amazing. And actually, I'm so glad that you touched on prophetic there, because that's one of the things that I wanted to ask you. You've blessed us as a family so many times with prophetic words that you've brought to us. And I just wanted to ask you, you kind of explained it a little bit, but what does the idea of how central does prophecy sit within what you do?
Well, at root, prophecy, people think prophecy is principally foretelling, telling something that's in the future. Actually, the principal reason for the word prophecy, if you like, what it is essentially means is declaring. It's God declaring the spiritual realm and the spiritual energy and the spiritual purpose and glory to people who by nature can't see it. So it's the outpouring, if you like, of heavenly light to his earthly creation. And that covers a whole multitude of things. So you start from that point. So if, for example, I have what I would call a prophetic word or some encouraging words around it, where I can see or feel or sense, whatever the language is, something that's happening in that person, or it's a prompt almost to bring something up for them to chew on or ponder or work through, then that revelation might be for them right now, but it may also have a bearing on their future life, the path. So God doesn't actually differentiate between declaring his power, his glory, his majesty, his ownership, his love, his joy, his engagement with his creation, from where he wants them to go, because he wants us all to end up in the same place, which is with him. So everything's going to be related to that journey, which begins with a declaration. It begins with a statement: who you are, why you're here, and where you need to go.
Amazing. Thank you, Alex. Go on. Say that again.
No. Is that clear? Is that clear what I've said?
Yeah. Well, I got it, so hopefully it's clear to everyone else. But thank you so much for blessing us today and sharing your heart. And so many of the people in the comments are saying what an amazing passion you have, and the count of your passion, the way you encounter Jesus. Just amen to all of those things. You are a wonderful, wonderful person who really just shows God's heart in such an amazing way. And I wondered whether Shelley and I were talking before. I don't know whether she briefed you on this, but the last few weeks we've closed with a prayer or something, and we wondered whether you would close our session for us today with a prayer. Would you be happy to do that?
Sure, I'm happy. Could I just say one thing before I pray?
Absolutely.
One of the things I didn't say, which I kind of feel now is more important to me than ever, is the approach, the language, how we do what we're trying to do. Actually, I've just been reading two passages this morning. One is from John 3. One is from John 4. And John 3 is about Nicodemus coming to Jesus by night and asking a question. Not even asking a question, actually. He doesn't ask me a question. He just affirms him in a kind of okay, I almost believe this way. Jesus then gets right to the chase, almost like looking at his heart, and he says, you need to be born again. You need a miracle for you. John 4 is the woman at the well.
Yeah.
Where he starts the conversation, can I have a drink of water? And I kind of feel that Jesus, in a sense, he decided on the context, what was going to be right for encouraging an encounter with that person. And if I'm learning anything these days, it's that I need the Holy Spirit sensitivity to show me how a person or a student. I really do need the wisdom. That's it.
Okay, amazing. I agree. We lost you for a tiny brief second, but I think everyone got the majority of what you were saying. Shelley, have you got anything you want to say to Alex before we ask him to pray for us?
No, I'm going to just bring Mark back in as well, because while we're here, I just want to say an enormous thank you to both of you for sharing.
Yeah, for sure.
And
Pleasure.
Illustrating so many different ways. The church has moved on. The church is just not some stuffy old thing that your parents did. It's moved on. There's so much good stuff happening out there. There's so much new ways to look at it and new ways to serve. And these guys are living proof that is happening right now through sport, through art, through dream interpretation. It's moved on. So please do investigate and get in contact with these guys, or get in contact with us if you want to know any more. But a heartfelt thank you from both Rory and I to both of you for being with us today.
Absolutely, 100%. The other thing I would say is that these guys are inspirational for putting themselves out there and coming and talking to us today. But there are so many others of you guys out there who are doing wonderful, wonderful things. And if you want to come on and talk about your skills, about your passion, and you know, please let us know, because we'd love to have you on. We'd love to hear from you, and like we've heard from Mark and Alex. And yeah, just thank you guys. Thank you so much for sharing today. It's been brilliant.
Thank you so very much. Thank you. So Alex disappeared and then he came back. So are you with us, Alex?
He's still there. Can you hear us?
I'm not sure.
I can't.
Oh, yes. I'm going to remove myself, as we figured out that may be
I'm
better.
there, but I can't.
That's
Yeah,
okay. That's
good.
okay. Hang on. What if I do this?
Okay.
How's that, Alex? Can you hear
Okay.
better now?
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Great. Because
All right.
for you to lead us in prayer, we kind of
Yeah,
need
I'm
to
gonna
hear you
pray.
and see you.
Okay, that's cool. I can do that. Okay, now the good thing about prayer is it doesn't matter if you close your eyes or leave them open. It's wonderful. It works either way. I'm going to leave mine open so I can see you guys, even though you can't see me. I'm going to pray to the Father in heaven, the Creator Spirit, the light and life of our hearts and our minds, the one who holds heaven and earth in your hands. We want to say thank you. I want to say thank you for being involved, for creating and sustaining us in every way, for the blessings and the love that we can have for each other because of the example of your Son, Jesus. We want to say thank you for the privilege of being able to actually demonstrate the kingdom, the gospel, the source of life and light and hope. I want to pray right now that you will bless us by strengthening our resolve, our determination, our passion, our compassion, that you will show us that where marketplace is, that we've not been looking. Is there somewhere, someone, something that we can now embrace, because we become confident that we can do it with your strength and your energy and your love. Amen.
Amen. Thank you so much, Alex. I'm just going to do that. Thank you so much. God bless. Take care.
Bye, Alex. Thank you.
So,
Wow.
Rory, that brings us to the end of our first month of live streams. I've got to mind my language, obviously, but it's August. It's August.
The month of birth.
We're now in August, so I look forward to seeing you in August.
Yeah, I know, right?
And thank you. I thank you everyone for joining us yet again. And next week we have the lovely Clagy Burgess talking to us, and possibly a surprise guest. Possibly a surprise guest. Sorry, I was nearly doing an impersonation of someone then, but it wasn't intentional. And I can't even say the name of the program because it's totally inappropriate. Doesn't read well. So love to you, Rory. Love to everyone out there. Have a great week and look forward to seeing you next week.
Take care, everyone. God bless.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Have a great week. Bye. Bye-bye.